So good morning all of you. This is the fast track course and on the subject of system on chip, and my topic is permanent fault tolerance dynamic task allocation approach for a network on chip based on the multi-core system. So this is the introduction of the topic. The multi-processor system on the chip are increasing popularly in the embedded system. So it requires the higher performance of the system. So such system, the data bandwidth also increase. So the number of the processing element also increase. So uh, the network on the chip communication architecture use to be preferred than the communication based on the shared bus. So because of it, it provides higher communication performance. The probability of the failure increases due to this greater advancement in the integration skills. So therefore the fault tolerance will be become a key factor on this design. So the data communication among the various core is achieved through the on-chip network consists of the routers and the links. So because instead of using the buses, we use the routers or links to increase the performance. So increasing technology scaling and the increasing in design complexity of the NOC based system. So there are mainly two faults are there. That is the one permanent fault and one is the transient fault in the nature. So permanent fault is due to the electro migration or the oxide breakdown, which is the physical faults are there, and this is the recovered. There is the no scope of recovery, but the it can be recovered with the hardware of the and the software techniques. So and here the transient fault, which is also called the temporary fault, is due to the crosstalk alpha particles and the cosmic radiation are there. So this temporary fault is recovered by the software also. So main objective of the purpose or of the proposed work is the selection of the suitable fault tolerance strategy to mitigate or we can say the reduce the effect of the processor failure at the runtime and the minimum degradation of the performance of the execution application. So there is no low latency fault detection technique such as the exist on the platform using which the fault information is made available to the manager code. So we will discuss in the coming slide what is the manager code. So in this figure one, there are actually some models inside the NOCs, that is the system model, application model, and the fault model. So we will describe how the it will NOCs architecture work. So this figure one is NOC based multi-core system. So here the manager core we can see here, so which determines the task allocation to the all Ps present in the network. When the user submit a application to the system, or we can say this user give the task to the system, its tasks are stored in the task memory. The status of the every P and whatever it is the faulty or a non-faulty is updated in the resource manager. The number of the task allocated in uh, task allocated in individual general purpose P is also updated in the resource manager at the runtime. So this provides the manager core with the latest information about the resource availability and the help. It also help in the runtime task allocation. The tasks are sorted based on their criticality. So where the critical tasks are given higher preference over the non-preference task for allocation, and the task mapped and scheduling, there is one task mapped and scheduling unit we can see in the diagram. Uh, so so these task allocates this task into the different P is presented in the platform. So TMSU unit has the two subunit also, that is the task mapper and the task scheduler. So allocated algorithm is present in the TM, that is the task mapper, which is executed at the runtime and assigned to the task to the different available P. So TS, that is the task scheduler, schedule the allocated task depending on their timing characteristics and the criticality. So fault, there is one fault management unit also, which helps to tolerate the permanent fault in the P by providing the fault mitigation policies for each mapped task of the given application. In this in case of the critical task, replication policy is used for the tolerating the P failure. So while the non-critical task mitigation is applied, along with this, FMU also monitor the system and dynamically reconfigure the task to the P map to overcome the P failure. So this is the system model, and this is the communication model in the NOC architecture. So the communication infrastructure consists of the router and links which transmitted the message between the source sensor and the destination, and the that its interconnected network is connected to in the mesh fashion. So in the communication network, the routers employs the whole packets switching, so where the packets are transmitted through the network in the pipeline fashion. So there is the arbiter uses the round robin technique. So the robin technique is one of the algorithm employed by the process and the network scheduler in the computing. So it is the handling all the processes without the priority. So it will handle the task without any priority here. So in the case of task replica, the task packet can be transmitted by both original task and its replica to the same destination. So under the fault free condition, the packets from the uh, original task are accepted, while the packets from the replica are discarded. So we have used the dimension order XY routing, which uses the minimum path for the packet communication, and this is the communication model and the fault model. So in the NOC based multi-core core platform, the permanent faults can be affected any of its constitute entities, which includes the P's, that is the processing elements, and routers and network and interface, or we can say the link. So in this work we focus on the failure of the processing element of the given NOC based multi-processor platform. So such permanent faults may be due to the aging, wear and tear of its element over the time, and the failure of the P is irrecoverable, and hence the task assigned to them cannot be proceed further. So this is the fault model, and in the NOC based multi-core system, the permanent fault can be detected using the processor help monitor techniques to check if processor is fault free or complete the task execution as expected. So fault detection techniques can be based on the hardware or software on their combination. So this is the second model, the third model, that is the fault model here. So there are some necessary definition which is required to understand this topic. Uh, so that is the application task graph, which an application is represented as a cyclic directed graph, and the execution time of the task is the time taken by the task to complete its computation while the running uninterrupted on a P. So one more definition which is important is the slack time. Is the margin between the time at which the task would complete if it's started now and its deadline. So there are many definition are there. They like task assignment and temporal location fault tolerance at recovery function and the spatial allocation. This is the some definition are there. So the coming into the algorithm has been used here, which is the fault aware adaptive mapping and the scheduling. So in this algorithm, the main goal of this algorithm is to meet the deadline of the task for the given application, and which reduces the communication and energy consumption of the task. And whenever the application arrive means uh, the task given by the user, and the in that the manager core execute the FAMS algorithm. So how the FAMS algorithm works? So we will see the working of this algorithm. So proposed algorithm has been explained using the application G. So here we defined the G1 as the application on a 3x3 NOC platform, which is shown in the figure. The details about the task and the other characteristics such as the execution time and the deadline have been mentioned in the figure C. So so it has been assumed that the in this example, the computation time of all tasks is greater than the communication time. So and communication time overhead is not considered in this example. So in the sorry in the figure, the application graph and the critical task by represented by the orange color, and the non-critical task are shown by the green color. We have represented the NOC platform using the grid structure, where the each grid represented a P, that is the processing element. The processing So here the processing element are numbered using the row major order. Considered the left hand bottom corner grid as the starting PE. So the shaded grid represented the selected PE, and the label inside them indicates the task assigned to the PE. So in the figure C, we can see the timing characteristics, like what is the execution time and deadline of the given task. So this is um, the figure 1. So how it will work, we will see through this passive replica scheduling and active replica scheduling. So in the following the diagram, we describe the response of the proposed fault tolerance algorithm in case of P fault. Uh, so here the mixed critical task of the application G1, uh, we assume the P to the randomly undergoes failure at some point of time during the execution of the task. So let us consider the situation we can see in figure 1, or we can say figure A. We considered the allocation represented as the Gantt chart, so obtained during the fault condition as described in this. So here we assume the P4 hosting the task tau 1 becomes faulty at the time of t equal to 4. To overcome the effect of this fault on the execution of tau 1, so its passive replica tau equal to 1 allocated on P7 is scheduled. So thus the task T1 is recorded as the choice of the passive replication. So for the critical task is based on its allocation slack time. So tau equal to 1 completes the execution within its deadline. So now the fault tolerance using the active replication, it's described using the example is shown in figure B. Permanent fault affects the execution of task tau 3 allocated to P1 at a time of t equal to 9. So since this is critical task. So this is the critical task with the low select time. The replica task tau equal to 3 is already scheduled concurrently with the tau 3. So which tolerates the failure of the P1. So now next we describe the uh, effects of the permanent PE failures on the non-critical tasks. So in the proposed technique for the non-critical task, the time of occurrence of the fault is exploited for the selection of the schedule fault tolerance technique. So with in show figure C, we can see the P0 is assumed to be is here we can assume the to become a faulty at the time of t equal to 10 while the executing task tau 5. So as the time of the occurrence of the fault is close to the start time of the task. So proposed for fault mitigation policies re-execute the task on the alternate PE. So P, which is the P6, the time taken to decide the alternate P is represented by the delta T. So on the other hand, if the P0 fault at the time T equal to 12, then the different fault tolerance strategies adapted, which is help to complete the task within the deadline. So this is shown in figure D. We can be see that in the case of the fault occurrence close to the finished time of the task tau 5. So therefore the state transfer policy is used to recover from the fault. So so here the state of the task tau equal to 5 tau 5 consisting of both code and data is transferred to be nearest available P6, and the task resume the and it will execute. So there are some parameter used in the this algorithm. The technology which we used here is 45 on the 45 nanometer technology, and transistor type is NVT, and the power supply is 1 volt, and router frequency here we used is 200 megahertz, and number of the virtual channel is 2, and input buffer size is 16, and number of pipeline stages are 4, and link wire layer types is global. So this is the parameter we have used here. So come into conclusion of this algorithm. So we presented the result on the performance evaluation of proposed fault tolerance algorithm to reduce the effect of the faulty P on different application. In the simulation exercise, the 10% of the total P supported by the given NOC platform is made faulty. We show the showed the effect on the QoS and energy consumption and the communication latency of the application. And this approach helps to reduce the energy consumption by the mapped application on the given NOC platform. So other benefit is also there. So benefit is to approach um, is that is the favor deadline satisfaction of the task of the mapped application. This is because as the child task and mapped close to the parent task. So the communication delay in occurrence due to the packet transmission is reduced. So this is the some advantage of the this algorithm. So thank you.